And now I'll run through some slides. Total COVID-19 cases reported today, 146,814. New cases reported today, 96. That is up from 84 cases reported this time last week and the 109 cases we reported 2 weeks ago. The overall trend in new cases appears to be trending downward. The 7-day average of cases per day is 86, up from 84 this time last week and down from 91 2 weeks ago. Next slide. 7-day average test positivity rate is now 3%, which is up from 2.8% this time last week and 3.6% 2 weeks ago. The lowest positivity rate we have seen during the pandemic was 2.3% back on June 21st, 2021. Next slide. The effective reproductive number, or RT, of the virus is now 0.90, a slight increase from 0.83 reported last week. Total COVID-19 hospitalizations today are 93, with 29 in the ICUs and 64 in acute care. Next slide. This chart shows the confirmed cases per 100,000 population for the areas surrounding the Memphis metro area. As you can see, Shelby County is the lowest curve in blue. Next slide. And this slide compares Shelby County to Knox County, with Shelby County having 8.8 cases per 100,000, a test positivity rate of 3%, and a vaccination rate of 46.2%, compared to Knox County with a 13.1 cases per 100,000, test positivity rate of 8%, and vaccination rate, fully vaccinated, of 53.9%. Next slide. This slide gives a similar comparison to Hamilton County that has 10.7 cases per 100,000 and a test positivity rate of 7.9% with a vaccination rate of 50.6%. Next slide. And this slide shows Davidson County's comparison with 11.3 cases per 100,000, a test positivity rate of 6.3%, and a vaccination rate of 57.8%. Next slide. Shelby County has lower active case rates and test positivity rates than those other metro areas, even though in each of those counties, a greater percentage of the population is fully vaccinated, as shown on this slide, than here in Shelby County. Next slide. Currently, there are 924 active cases in Shelby County. Next slide. And when you look at active cases by age, you see that the current 303 pediatric cases is an increased percentage, making pediatric cases about 32.8% of all active cases in Shelby County. Next slide. This slide shows that continued percentage increase just shows that 0 to 17 age range, it has gone up a bit, but the good news is that we are able to vaccinate children 5 to 11. Next slide. This map shows that active pediatric cases are now concentrated in zip codes 38135, 38138, and 38139. Next slide. And this map shows all active cases by zip code. You see that zip codes 38135 currently has the highest concentration of active cases in Shelby County. Next slide. Regarding vaccinations, currently 54.2% of the eligible population has received at least one dose of vaccine. When you take into account the full population, 46.2% of the population is fully vaccinated, having completed either a series of 2 vaccines of Pfizer or Moderna or 1 vaccine of J&J. That number includes those who have received an additional 3rd dose of vaccine, which is about 6.6% of the population currently. Next slide. This chart shows the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd doses by date, with the 3rd doses in darker blue. Our goal is to increase the number of 1st and 2nd doses in order to meet our vaccination goal. Next slide. The goal is to have at least 70% of the population fully vaccinated. You see we are more than halfway there, but have a long way to go to reach our goal. This is the end of the slides.